the bank anyways requires you to have comprehensive and collision, but almost 99% of the banks, they pretty much throw in gap insurance. Like you have to pay that as an extra. But what's good about having a broker involved in the transaction, it's like having an attorney. Would you buy a property without an attorney? You're making any sort of big purchase, you want to have a representative because you don't know that industry as well as I do.
Why is it that the longer and more aggravated you get, you're more likely to buy? Because you get exhausted?
Because you get agitated. It's like going to Abercrombie and Fitch.
Is credit repair considered fraud? Or
No,
it's legal?
No. It's all legal. Credit repair. So many people try to fix their credit. It's very hard to fix your credit because you're basically denying the fact that you did something.
Hey guys, welcome to the YM show. On this episode, I had on David Hilu from Emporium Auto Lease out here in Miami. And we talk about everything, what's going on in the car industry, EVs, how to get great deals, how to get great deals with either buying or selling, how that works, what's going on in the auto industry, if the prices are going to go up or they're going to go down. Should you get a lease now? Should you wait? We talk about scams. We talk about people stealing cars. I mean, we go into everything in the auto world. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Before we hop into it, this episode is sponsored by GBC Facility Services. So if you need your property here in Florida clean, definitely reach out to them because you're most likely overpaying. And they also offer free carpet cleaning upon your first sign up. So use code the YM show when you call them. I'll put all the information below. Reach out to them. Since we have on Mr. David from Emporium Auto Lease, look him up. I have all the information below. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for listening and have a great day. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Everyone who's listening, David Hilu is probably Miami's most well-known, at least South Miami, auto leasing guy. How many years have you been doing it for?
Just about 11 years.
Uh-huh. Let me just bring this down.
Sure.
There you go. Perfect. About 11 years?
Yeah. How I even got into the industry, very interesting. I used to be like a shipping car broker, and I was approached by another leasing company to ship one of their cars. They were based out of New York, and they wanted to open a branch down here. So we ended up deciding to try to work with them. Ends up being...
So bring the mic a little closer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ends up being I had to start all from scratch because they never even put any input, which was crazy. Pretty much I learned everything from ground zero. And, I had a partner with a different company name. It was called Legacy Auto Lease.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't quite shift the way we wanted, like the business model. So we ended up just going our separate ways, and I started killing it with this company.
Okay, awesome.
Emporium.
So when did you start? Like, what age were you?
Sure. I started when I was 22.
Mm-hmm. And then what did you originally start? And you said you were dealing with importing or something?
I was shipping cars for a living.
So how do you start in that? Like everyone says, oh, shipping cars. Like how did you first get involved in that business? Because everyone falls into businesses, I feel like, from either people around them, or family members, or they're just in that industry because friends are in that industry. So how did you get into that?
Sure. So how I got into the industry was because I was trying to find an idea just to make some money, and one of the guys that I know from Shul, he had a company that he had based out of Boca, and I gave it a shot working for him. Thing was, it was just such a long drive every morning. It would take me like just about an hour and a half just to get there. Eventually, I told him I think it's best if I just start something here. And anyways, he was dying out of the business. I tried to push this shipping company with my previous partner that I also opened up the auto leasing with, and ends up being, when we meet these guys up in New York, they pushed us, but they didn't really do anything to help us to get us to the next level. I'll explain to you what I mean by that. When you're doing like car brokering, there's a lot of factors that come in. One is you need to have contacts. In this industry, it's all about who you know. Also, it's what you know as well. But the what you know, you end up picking up, but it's who you know, because it's very hard to trust someone to make a transaction on something that's worth more than 10 grand or 15 grand. It's like property. A car costs a lot of money. So anybody that's going to give you the responsibility to work a deal, you have to build trust. Mm-hmm. So I ended up building these connects down here in Miami. Started from zero. Ended up building such a great relationship with a bunch of the dealerships down here in South Florida, but not just only here in South Florida. It grew to a next level where I have contacts literally anywhere in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. So let's backtrack a bit, right?
Sure.
Like just let's backtrack. So let's say somebody who's really interested in cars wants to get involved in brokering, right? Auto leasing or like how does one start? How did you start? Like when you talk about build, everyone talks about connections, contacts, sure. Contacts. So how does that work? Like I'm just curious, like how does brokering like cars work? You reach out to a dealer and you're like, hey, I can bring you a bunch of leases and you give me a cut, or you get paid on a commission, you get paid per car. Like how does it work?
Sure.
And how do they, just have so many questions regarding that.
No problem. So every car that we sell is a separate transaction. So when I approach a dealership, it's a case by case. But most of the dealerships that I do work with, we have like a structure that's set in place. So we know exactly what's the discount that we're getting, whether it's based off of MSRP or invoice on the car. So every vehicle that we work on is a case by case. But most of the time, I already know what they want to discount it or how much I can make off the car too. I'll explain. For instance, one of my favorite things in this industry is to work on demos. I'll explain why. Because
what is a demo?
Sure.
To work on demos, what does that mean?
So it's loaner service vehicles. Let's say you go to Mercedes-Benz or BMW and you want to get a oil change on the car, or there has to be some maintenance done on the vehicle. So generally speaking, they'll give you
a loaner. From those loaners, they have to be timed a certain amount of maturity for them to pull them out. And then the corporate company gives a discount on top of whatever the dealer is discounting on the vehicle. The best type of loaners out there are the executive demos, because executive demo loaners, they are given by the corporate, meaning it's someone that, let's say, works at Mercedes-Benz. The dealership acquires the car through like an auction. The car's never been titled, but they get such a crazy discount on the car that the price is insane. It just pretty much it's a giveaway. Wait, so you're getting those demos and you're leasing them?
Yeah, of course.
For them?
Yeah.
And why does a dealer, let's say Mazda, for example,
Sure.
bring up a brand, it doesn't really matter, right? Why does Mazda need you, right? Why can't Mazda just post their demos or their deals and their leases on online and have their car salesman push it? Like how do you help the car industry?
Sure. So the way I help is I bring clients to my connections that they wouldn't ever reached out to. Mm-hmm. Meaning, let's say I have a dealer, just giving an idea, in Orlando. He'll give me let's say a much better discount than a guy that's local over here. Or even better, I have out-of-state dealers in the Midwest give me crazy.
Because they need to have inventory, they need to get rid of it, right?
They just don't know how to move it. They don't have the clientele. I just had a very crazy lease special on a BMW i7. The dealership literally probably went off maybe $30K off the car, aside from the rebates. On a car that's $110,000, it came out to like $680 a month. That's a crazy saving.
And they just need to get rid of it, and they can't find the people to take it. So you're the one bringing them the clientele.
I'll explain to you also why they need me more than ever, especially now. One, because I can source who wants the actual vehicle. Mm-hmm. Two, they have to pay floor plan interest. So the more they hold on to the vehicle, the more they have to pay interest on. And it's a variable. And imagine you're holding $100,000 on your lot. You're paying 6-7%. Sometimes it could jump, 8%. Just giving a number.
Yeah.
Maybe during good times it'll be 2%. Because it's a variable, there's no set interest. And especially right now, they're getting hit the hardest because people aren't buying. The banks aren't making money. They can't make money right now unless the dealer decides to give away the car. And if the dealer doesn't give away the car, they're just holding on to dead weight.
Mm-hmm. And how has the tariffs affected the market, the car market?
So right now the tariffs are on hold for 90 days, but it's still certain brands already started working on re-invoicing their vehicles. Meaning, let's say if the MSRP of the car is like $30,000 and the invoice of the car was $29,000, they have to re-sticker and re-invoice the car, let's say at $32,000 and a new MSRP of $34,000. Because they have to calculate whatever is that difference that they're pretty much losing.
So is the end consumer gonna eat the tariffs, or is it gonna be an equal between the dealership and the consumers?
I think it's a half-half situation, in my opinion. Why I say that? The banks are, if they don't sell, if the dealers can't sell and the banks aren't making money, then what's the point of having a dealership? Just close down. So they're going to have to work and become more creative. See, like during COVID-19, things were going crazy off the shelves. And then there was very limited amount of inventory.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember I got my car lease. Let's say it was like a Mazda CX-30. I paid $290 a month. So $290 a month for, it was a 3-year lease, 10,000 miles. That was right, I think right before COVID. Once COVID hit, that same car went up from $290 a month to like $410 or $420 a month.
Some crazy. Even I remember.
And they wanted to buy it off me. Mazda kept calling me, and they wanted to buy the car from me.
Yeah, because it got to a point that the residual that they gave you at the time was very low. Meaning, when you sign a contract on a lease, they calculate what it's going to be in 3 years. For instance, the car's MSRP is $35,000. The residual on the car is going to be 52% or 50%.
So the residual is basically what the car is going to be worth in 3 years, essentially?
Correct. Let's say it's 50%. So
okay,
we understand.
Math will be easier.
Yeah. So now you owe $15,000 at the end of the lease. You did pay interest over that, of course. Didn't pay that much of an interest, but you paid something. Comes right now, you need to get a car. The price that you're paying is double. So how do we have to manage? We have to see whatever you have, if you have any equity, to move that money to get you as close as possible to your monthly payment. Because now, let's say that vehicle is not worth $15,000. It's worth, let's say, $20,000. Because the demand of that used vehicle skyrocketed. So their math was wrong because they weren't expecting this situation of COVID. Now, everybody's asking me, what about now? Now, totally different game. Everything has been on the down low. The equities on new vehicles, on leases have gone down. Even the pricing on new vehicles you're seeing them decrease. I don't know if you're on my WhatsApp group chat.
Yeah, man.
I'm posting deals all day, and you're seeing the shift. A car that was over $400 is now in the mid threes. Cars that, for instance, even the Mazda per se, during COVID, they were around $450 a month. You could probably get one right now for like $330, $340. But just to give you an idea, like where the market's shifting to, and at the same time, people that have these leases that they were paying $450, $460, they think now that their car may have equity. In reality, they don't have anything because their car doesn't even meet the market's criteria because nobody's buying or buying enough. So that's why on the used car market side, it's being choked. So a lot of people are going towards the leasing side. What's very important that a lot of people don't understand when you're doing a lease, which is a big plus, is that a lease gives you the flexibility. It's not just you're throwing money away in those 3 years. You're, one, getting a cheaper payment. Two, if God forbid you get into an accident, the bank anyways requires you to have comprehensive and collision, but almost 99% of the banks require you to have, they pretty much throw in gap insurance on every lease.
What's gap insurance?
It's guaranteed auto protection, meaning that your insurance company is only going to pay
Up to 100K usually, right?
No. That's only bodily injury. So if you hurt someone, they'll cover up to 100K. But comprehensive and collision. So comprehensive is, let's say, a tree falls on your car, or someone steals your car. You pay a deductible of $500, and I'll cover that. Or let's say $1,000, whatever is your deductible. I'll cover that. I'll basically cover the full amount of whatever is the actual cash value of the car. So if the cash value of the car is now, let's say, the insurance company sees it as $15,000, but you owe $18,000, there's still $3,000 that you're going to have to come out of pocket. So when you generally get a lease, they already include gap insurance. There's only one bank that I know of that doesn't include it. Like, you have to pay that as an extra, which makes no sense.
Which bank is that?
Would be Mazda Financial, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because so Mazda used to be owned by, Mazda Financial was previously controlled by Chase, and now they switched over to Toyota Motor Finance. So it's pretty much part of Toyota.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to get into leases, right? So what do people, if someone's looking to get a lease right now, what are things they need to look out for? Like, what are hidden fees that people don't talk about? What are, like, scams that, I don't know, what are things people should be looking out for, you know?
I mean, when we work up leases, they're all zero down leases, and we just explain clearly, this is what you're going to be paying. We give them the breakdown. A lot of the times when they go to a dealership, they'll tell them, okay, it's $2K down. So you think it's like $2K total until it's signing. In reality, it's not. You're basically paying $2K plus your inceptions.
And what are the inception fees?
Let's say first month, the plates, registration, the titling, and the acquisition from the bank.
So when you let's say when you write zero down, right? That's when you write zero down. That still includes obviously inception fees, right?
Correct.
You have your,
because we're not capping it into the monthly. It's just the standard fees that you would have to pay at signing, just to get the car. And it works out because you don't have to come out with so much cash. Because if you have to come out with $2K and then another $2K, you're out $4,000.
Yeah. And then why would someone benefit going to, let's say, a car broker like yourself versus, let's say I want a Mazda. Right? I'll keep using this Mazda example, but let's say I want a Mazda. Why wouldn't I be able to get a better deal if I went directly to the Mazda dealership versus me going to you?
Sure. So to answer that question, there's two ways you could look at it. we're in the service industry. So there is a possibility that the dealership, if they're hungry enough to try to undercut us, they'll try to beat the deal. But what's good about having a broker involved in the transaction is that it's like having an attorney. Would you buy a property without an attorney? Probably not. Or without a titling company that uses an attorney. You wouldn't.
No.
Or let's say you're making any sort of big purchase. You want to have a representative because you don't know that industry as well as I do. I know the lingo. I understand the tricks they could come out with, the little moves that they magically come out saying, oh, you need to actually pay for this. Or they try to also, a big thing is the finance people, when they come to trying to call the client to offer them products, they're literally hammering them. You have to buy XYZ product because they're also salespeople. And especially like my clients, they ask me, should we do it? I give them a clearer explanation. You have to understand the product that you're getting and does it make sense for you? If you want to sleep better at night, then get it. But don't feel pressured. We're not locking you in a box. You could decide on your own. And it gives people like that. People like to have the freedom of not feeling pressured. And that's
that's why I feel like a lot of people hate car dealerships. Like they're so, when I wanted to lease a car, I just wanted to kind of like see it in person and test drive it. And I was like, look, I told the guy clearly, I'm not here to get a lease. I'm not here to buy the car. I just want to test drive it and see how it is. I'm trying to make a decision on a few different vehicles. And like, they're like, okay, take this information. They're like, start giving you, they make you wait. They bring you into the office, like, no, I just want to drive. They take your IDs, obviously. And then they start giving you a bunch of financing plans. They shove papers down, down your throat. And then they make you wait. And then you just get tired, and then they call you every day. They call. It's just like
that's the whole game.
Process is
the whole game here is.
That's why for me, I just kind of called you, and it's like you took care of everything. I mean, my first car when I came here.
The whole game is
you literally delivered it to my house.
100%. You come in to the store, the more time you're there, the more time they can grab you and close you.
Yeah, why is that? I saw that online because I realized they want to keep you there. Like, what's up with the car? Why is that? My question is, why is it that the longer and more aggravated you get, you're more likely to buy? Because you get exhausted?
Because you get agitated. It's like going to Abercrombie and Fitch. You don't want to buy anything from there. Go in, you're like, do I really need to buy this shirt? And you're already there. And you're stuck there for an hour and a half.
No, because they took my ID.
Right. But at the same time, you're like, I guess I'll buy something. So already they put you in a mental state that you have to be stuck to them. And eventually, sometimes the best happens and we don't close the deal. The dealership ends up closing the client. And I also understand it too, because think about it this way. You're going to a dealership. The salesperson is just like me. He wants to make a sale. He doesn't want to lose out. He only makes money if he closes you on the vehicle. Technically, you're utilizing his time. If he doesn't close you, he has to call hundreds of other people. But you're a hot opportunity because you're actually there. It's not like he has to continue calling people off the lead list. You're there. He's going to do whatever he can to sell you on the car. Now, people ask me, how do I sell vehicles? What's my way of selling? I have a whole different approach. You can ask this from many of my clients. I don't like to pressure people. I'm the guy that wants you to think about your decision, but I also don't want you to think too much because then you start to drift away and then you're like, well, I need to make a move. So guide me here. So I give you guidance in the most firm way, but at the same time, I let you breathe. I want you to breathe. I want you to understand you're signing this vehicle, whether it's 3 years, 2 years. Is this going to work out for you? Because if it works out for you, it works out for me. I get to have you as a repetitive client the time you finish your lease, whether it's in 2 years or in 3 years.
And then you recommend people.
And you'll refer me more people. And people like that. People don't like the heavy salesman tactic. Like, I need to sell a car this second. Now he's here, we're going to hammer him over the head. Mm-hmm. And that's also why, like, when you go to a dealership, they give you the highest number purposely, because it's a mental game. They want you to interact with them, because the second you start to give interaction, you literally fall into their pit. You're in their game, because now you're having a conversation with me, and now you're engaging. If you're engaging, that means you're really interested. And if you're interested, the potentials are very high. Mm-hmm. It's just like pretty much any sales type. But when you have it in person, when you have someone there, you pretty much have control of the ball.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then I want to shift into credit score. Sure, that's an interesting one, right?
Yeah.
What is one of the craziest credit score stories you had?
Do you want to hear a crazy one?
Go ahead.
I couldn't even believe it. I could show you after.
Like, what's considered a low credit score where it's going to be hard for you to score that person a car? And then were you able to help clients? I guess, like, if they were to go to dealership, they wouldn't be able to get one, and then they went to you and you were able to finagle some things.
Yeah, I've got people with like a 500 score approved. I'm like, how'd you do it? Don't ask questions.
So let's hear the story.
Well, I have a very interesting one. It's like, for me, this one was like the craziest. I had a guy, he's a good client of mine. He went to test drive a Silverado, and he's like, okay, let's do it. Let's go. We submit his info, and he comes back legit like a 570 credit score. I'm like, listen, we're going to have to fight this with the bank. The price that you're going to get is not going to be a tier 1. You're a tier 1 plus. You're going to have to work with us. And there, in certain cases, we may need money down, because when the bank sees that we're capping money into, or we're going against the cap, and we're putting more money out of pocket to lower their risk, so they play. They say, okay, they're willing to play. We'll play too. We'll give it a chance. They want to give everybody a chance, because even a guy that has an 800 beacon score, he could also screw up. He could decide not to pay tomorrow, and his credit's screwed. So anybody who they work a finance, because a lease in reality is a loan. When they submit your info, they're not looking at like the monthly payment. That's like one aspect. What they're looking at is the loan that they're giving you. Is it going to make sense for them for whatever's the term? Because if you default and they have to get the car back and the car's like all screwed up, they could be out maybe 20, 30K or plus, whatever is the amount. So the bank has to be very strategic. Now, getting back to the story, this guy, he's like, I'm getting the Silverado. He was like very adamant about it. I said, okay, let's wait. And while I'm trying to work the deal, he said, don't run my credit until I tell you. I'm like, we already ran it, but okay. He calls me. This was a Thursday. Monday morning, he writes to me in a text, hey, rerun my credit. We just like submit it to the bank. They come back. The guy's like an 820. How and why? It's the whole credit industry is very messed up. Like, there's a lot of things that within the whole credit bureaus, how you have guys who, let's say, fix credit per se, They literally manipulate also the system. They say, oh, this is like, whatever's hurting his credit could be like fraudulent. So they literally, during that time, they could pause your delinquency, or they can remove it. Can it come back up? Yeah, I'm sure it can. But you end up, you pretty much can walk in and buy a crazy expensive car if it actually pans out.
So how did your client fix his credit score? How did you take it from a 550 to an 820?
Sure. So he had a guy who somewhere in Central Florida does a credit repair, but he does like a crazy like version of credit repair.
Is credit repair considered fraud, or it's legal?
No, it's all legal. Credit repair. So many people try to fix their credit. Just it's very hard to fix your credit because you're basically denying the fact that you did something. So, because they don't just report your credit because they're like, oh, we want to just destroy this guy's life. We want to mess him over. Like if you don't pay something, and it's passing the pay period, and you're taking advantage of the bank, of course they have to report it. And if a repossession happens or a charge-off happens because of it, then it has to fall under you. You literally agreed to that you were going to be responsible from day one to take care of all the payments. If you default and you're trying to mess the bank over because they came in good faith to approve you, they don't need to approve you.
Mm-hmm. They're doing you a favor, essentially. I mean, obviously, they're charging you interest for it, but...
Right, but still, it's a risk.
It's like opportunity cost, essentially.
Yeah, like...
Wait, have you had customers, like, have their cars repoed before?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I had one guy one time call me at 11 o'clock at night. My car's being repossessed. Help me out.
So when the bank repos a car, how does it work? They just show up with a tow truck?
Yeah.
They have the guy's address and they just show up and...
Most of the cases that I've encountered of repossessions were because people try to extend their leases and they try to play stupid with the bank. They say, oh, we'll pay you. They'll say, okay, thank you for the payment. We need the car back. Like, you can't keep holding on this vehicle. We're losing money.
Oh, they want to sell it?
Well, yeah, they're already... For instance, in one of the cases, I had a guy with a Mercedes S-Class. The guy was just, like, hiding the car in his garage. Like, bro, they'll break your garage door. I mean, they can't, but you get the idea. Like,
but so if someone, let's say, his car lease is over, he's wealthy, right? He can pay his payment, but he keeps it. It destroys credit still.
Yeah,
you can't just keep paying the bank with a contract that you don't have.
Exactly. They'll give you, like, a...
It's like, I guess it's like a house, right? Let's say you're renting an apartment, you're renting a house, and then your lease is up. And then the landlord's like, hey, that's it. And you're like, no, I'm going to keep paying. It's like, no, buddy, your lease is up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you got to get out of here. Like, you need to give us the car back. Because during that time, they lose so much money. And people don't realize. They think it's like...
But why are they losing money? If they're still making money and they're still making interest and they're still getting that payment.
So they're
on a car that the residual value is super low. Like, why would they be...
Because they're making what they're receiving are low interest gains, but at the same time, they're pretty much also moving money around. They need that money. They need to sell that car, even if they're going to lose money.
To be liquid.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's just like any other business. You always want to have more cash flow to make more money. A lot, like, for instance, you see it a lot, like, in that sector, like all the high-end brands, like Mercedes, BMW, Range Rover, they want to, if your lease is up, they want that car back because it's a lot of money that they're holding. Like, what do they need you to hold their car hostage? Mm-hmm. You're not yes, they made a little bit of money off of you, but you're not letting them grow too. They're willing to give you something else, but a lot of times people don't want to switch over into a new vehicle because they're like, oh, but the payment's it's much more expensive. Well, welcome to the market. And I've seen people, their payments drop or $500. And they're like, okay, great. They don't think about it.
Well, what's your opinion on buying, right? Because a lot of people like Dave Ramsey will say that leasing is, like, I think he calls it fleecing, very anti it, saying you're literally throwing away money. But I guess, look, the benefit that a lot of people look at is like, look, I have a brand new fresh car. I don't mind paying, if I buy a car, I'm going to be saving money long term. Like, if you could have invested that money, you could technically be making a lot more, like if you invest in the S&P 500 and buy a used car. But I guess a lot of people, the benefit and what they like about leasing is the fresh new car always, but they're also essentially enslaving themselves to a payment for life. So what's your opinion on that? Because a lot of people are very pro leasing and a lot of people are very anti leasing. So what do you think the pros and the cons of leasing a car?
Just like I explained to you before, if you're going to buy a car, you're basically buying yourself. I know it sounds weird. I'm not trying to say
a liability.
Yeah, you're buying the biggest liability, because now, God forbid anything happens. Like, okay, the car is covered by warranty, but warranty only covers a certain amount.
But also you have insurance on it, just like you have insurance on a lease,
Right, but
how's it any different?
You're paying a higher payment because now let's say a car that's $50,000. Your payment is not based off of a residual. It's not based off of a total loan amount of the car. Mm-hmm. So now the total loan amount is higher plus interest.
But then you're going to own that car, right?
Yeah, but
after 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever it is, whatever your finance structure is, and then you're not going to have to pay payments. So instead of, say, someone spending $500 a month always, right? It's always going to be $500 versus they pay that, a little bit more, but then they own it for life, kind of like buying a house versus always renting.
Yeah, but we could talk about different types of cars too. Like, for instance, a Toyota. You have a Toyota.
Yeah, I bought a used Toyota.
Okay. Those cars, they could last dinosaur time. They could be there for years. Those cars are good. There's different types of cars I would recommend you to buy. Most of the cars, the way they make them, the way they manufacture them today is all plastic.
Yeah.
The cars,
What are the worst cars to buy? Range Rover?
Yeah.
But they're the best to lease.
Nah.
No?
No. Like,
so, what are the top 5 worst cars to buy? You mean like when you drive off the lot, you're going to lose half the value, or 30% or 20%?
Rover all day.
Yeah? More than a BMW?
BMW as well.
Right, because you can get these 7 Series that are like 5 years old for like nothing. Exactly. It's crazy.
And imagine if you finance the car, $80,000. You're over
disaster.
You're over $1,400 in monthly payment plus interest. And let's say they give you 0 interest. Great, for 60 months. So your payment's $1,500. Like,
yeah.
Like, what'd you save?
So you're saying if someone wants to say, hey, like, I don't want a monthly payment. I don't want to, let's say someone's like, I'm not into leasing. I want to save. I want to be frugal. I think the smartest thing to do is to buy a used Toyota or Honda or something that lasts long with low maintenance.
The best cars, in my opinion, that have reliability, is really 2 or 3 brands: Honda, Toyota, and Lexus. Top 3. Those 3 brands, Toyota and Lexus.
Same thing.
And Honda as well. They're just built
to last.
They don't want problems. And if there is a problem,
it's cheap to fix now.
It's affordable.
Like someone right here, one of the guys who works with us, literally crashed into a Rolls Royce last week right here in this parking lot.
Oh my Lord.
It's a cash advance guy. He crashed into his car, and he had like an old Dodge, and he like scratched the guy's car, and it was like almost $5,000 for a little scratch on a Rolls Royce because the guy wanted to send it to the Rolls Royce store. It's like, I'm not sending it anywhere else. I'm going to lose money on it. $5,000 for a little nick. If it was a Toyota, right, costs $100, $200 to fix.
Even if it's $500 max.
Yeah, max. That's the thing.
At least it's workable. You could say, hey, I'll pay you $50 a week. Something. But you don't have such a crazy bill.
And then in terms of leasing, right? So we talked about buying. Best cars to buy, according to your opinion, would be Honda, Toyota, and Lexus for long term. If someone doesn't want to lease, let's say somebody wants to lease, they're young, they're in their 20s, like, hey, I want to save money. I want the best value, my best bang for my buck. My budget's, let's say, $350.
Nissan. all day.
Which Nissan?
Yeah, like the Rogue.
Really, the Rogue
Or-
more
or
than
the
like
Hyundais.
more than the Mazdas or more than the Hyundais?
Hyundais and Kias.
How do you pronounce it? Is it Hyundai or Hyundai?
Hyundai.
So Hyundai, you think is the best
It's like
value?
also people that say Porsche. It's not Porsche. It's Porsche.
Right? So Hyundai, according to you, is the best value for your money?
Oh,
or,
yeah.
or what's the difference between Kia? I feel like Kia and Hyundai are very similar.
They're the same.
Same
They're-
company?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like Lexus and Toyota. Or
Yeah. Same thing.
which one's considered to be more valuable?
So Hyundai is like the higher class brand
Of Kia?
Of Kia.
Interesting.
What's cool about now that
And what's a Genesis? Is that also a
that's-
higher end Hyundai or higher end Kia?
No, that's the higher end of both. But you know
Their
what's
price, it's like it's priced at a Lexus or more.
depends.
It's like a no brand. People love it though.
I've got vehicles also that were priced very well with Genesis, especially like demos. I was able to get, I mean, these are like one-off deals. That's why a lot of the time when it comes to posting on my group chat, I can't post every single car that's like a one-off.
People have to reach out.
I have to reach out and I have to decide who I'm going to hand it over and who's actually interested. I have a list of people that they're interested in getting good deals. And they'll only close if it's going to, of course, make sense. So the Genesis, for instance, had a crazy demo. It was from an out-of-state dealer. Car was like in the mid-high threes on a G70.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess back
So
to my question. The best value for your money for let's say $300 to $500 a month. Someone doesn't want to spend a lot. They want to spend no more than $500.
So
You're saying Hyundai, Kia,
well, right now there's
Nissan.
I mean, $300 to $500. There's
a lot more.
There's a lot of variety, and what's also very cool about, especially right now, I'm hunting for deals. I'm hunting, especially more like on the higher end brands, like Mercedes and BMW. I just did a BMW i4 because all the electric cars.
And nobody wants electric.
Nobody wants them, but people want to buy them as if it makes sense. I just did like a Chevy Equinox. It's like $250 something plus tax. It's cheap.
That's electric?
Yeah. Equinox EV.
EV, okay.
You have the Hummers. Wow, that's another story even over there. Like, if you live in, just side note, if you live in the state of Illinois, you can get a $30,000 tax credit. Pretty much they're paying the car for free. There's people that I know that have to write them a check back because this $30,000 incentive covered pretty much like the entire lease plus.
What?
Yes.
But I thought you only get that incentive if you buy the car. Which Hummer is this also?
The EV.
What is it called?
The Hummer SUV, EV.
Things like it's like $100,000 or something, no?
Yeah,
More.
$100K.
So what does it cost a month?
So without that $30K rebate, it's like maybe $800. And if I get a demo,
Is $800 a month?
yeah, 800,
That's it?
900.
I thought it was like 15 or 13.
Nah, you gotta. If you're on my group chat, I did post.
Yeah?
Yeah, and also follow me on Instagram at Emporium Auto Lease.
I'll put everything, for everyone listening on, let's say YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, it's going to be I'll put everything, all your handles, whatever it is, like your Instagram, your WhatsApp number, all that stuff where people can find you. All right.
But anyways, getting back to the Hummers in general, so the Hummers,
Those are cool.
listen, a long time, those are the biggest dead weights too, because they can't move them.
Why? I feel like I see them everywhere in Bay Harbor.
Now you're seeing
And
them.
Surfside.
Now you're seeing
Miami
them.
in general.
Because like if for instance, I go to one of my out of state dealers, let's say one that I work with in Michigan, they don't want the car. They don't need such a huge car. It doesn't make sense. So they're like, okay, we can't sell the car. We punched it in also to service loaner status, and we're losing money. We're not going to be able to sell this car. I just find the right buyer.
Interesting.
And at the same time, the guy who I'm selling it to walks away happy. and the dealership is ecstatic because they don't want these cars, because the more that they have to lay out in on their floor plan credit, it doesn't allow them to buy more other cars. Meaning they'll get allocations for other vehicles, but if they don't have the resource to pay for those invoices, there's no way they can bring those cars in or have the factory build it.
Interesting. So do they incentivize you to push certain cars, like the dealerships? They give you like, hey, I'll give you more commission on this one, or do they pay you like a percentage of commission, or do they pay you like a set fee? Like, how does it work?
Generally, we set the fee with the store. We tell them, look, this is XYZ amount. This is what we want to get paid. Most of the time, they're okay with it. Has there been times where the dealerships try to screw the broker? Many times.
So how do you as a broker make sure that you don't get screwed by the dealership and they don't just take your client?
It's a real trust. Well,
don't you have a contract kind of similar to a broker for real estate?
Nope. There's no contract. What contract do I have with the store? I'm a middleman. But now, weirdly enough, in the state of New York, they've came out with a broker bill. So now anyone
is that good or bad for the industry?
Good and bad. I'll explain. Why? Because if you're an official company and you're not a basement broker, you're going to want to have this. You want to get the licensing. You want to have the insurance. You want to be protected, because especially like what we do, what's the recourse if something happens? I hate delivering cars myself. Like, I won't deliver a car. I'd rather spend $100 or $200 to put it on a flatbed. I'll charge the store, and they'll most of the time split it with me. They'd rather do that than to carry an extra liability. What do I need to drive the car? Or have one of their sales guys deliver the cars. There's nothing that backs, like if something happens, who's going to go after who?
Interesting.
I've had a situation 8 years ago. I was driving to Aventura, on 96th Street.
More about King Concourse?
Yeah, but more like on 96, not Collins. What's the Harding?
Harding, yeah.
I was crossing green, turned yellow, and some lady crossed the red.
And hit you.
And I was delivering the car. And at the moment, I was like, oh my gosh. This is my worst nightmare.
What happened? I mean, you're delivering a client's car. It's not your car, right?
It's not really insured.
Not insured yet.
Which insurance, even if it is insured? Why would they
the car dealership's going to come after you, no?
They could.
So what happened?
But at the same time, they could get screwed too. Because I'm not an employee.
Oh, you could.
Why do they give me the car? Who am I? Some random Joe Schmo broker? They have their liability, because remember, the client signing paperwork, and during that time we weren't in the e-sign contract world, so it made it worse. So the car is not even signed, everything empty. Car's in an accident. Their insurance isn't going to cover me because I'm not their employee. So who covers the car? Luckily, we got camera footage, because I was trying to remember everything. I'm like, I'm 1,000% positive. Because I try to drive responsible. Nobody's a perfect driver, nobody. But especially if it's not your car, you're not gonna want to like harm someone else's toy. And on the camera footage, we saw that literally she just crossed the red all day.
So she had to pay for it.
So her insurance had to pay for it. I was like, thank God I'm away from this mess. This is crazy. You want to hear actually this is what the viewers are going to love. This is this is going on right now in the car industry. there's a lot of double brokering, not by selling cars, by shipping cars. I'll explain to you what that means. I recently had a situation where I sold one of my clients a BMW X6M competition. It was a very specific build. He loved it. He closed on it. We did all the e-contract work. Finished. Smoothest transaction. So we had to find a driver. So certain cars, I'm going to use like a shipping broker. Why? Because I don't want to have, especially a car like this caliber, over 150K. Something happens. Why would I want to be responsible for it? Okay. This company, they tell us a specific time that, that they're going to pick up the car. I tell the guy I work with. I didn't hear back. I logged into the system the next day. I saw the car wasn't even picked up. I didn't bother asking the store. And I asked the shipper, I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? He's like, we're still trying to find, but he's like, we had a situation to finding a driver. Now we're finding another one, but tomorrow, I promise you, we'll find you a driver to pick up the car. Okay, cool. The next morning, he texts me. He's like, we found a driver. He's like 3-4 hours away. Awesome. So I get a call from the store maybe 4 or 5 hours later, and they're like, I couldn't pick up, and the guy calls me again. He's like, I need you to answer the phone right now. So, hey, what's going on? He's like, why is there a driver picking up, trying to pick up this car? It was already picked up on Monday. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, the car was already picked up. Impossible. I call this the shipping broker. I tell him, like, yo, what is going on? Like, he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, someone picked up the car on Monday. During that time, my guys, his like porters, the guys who handle the movement in the lot for the cars, had taken a picture of the guy's phone showing where it was being picked up from and delivered to. So we already knew that they had given information. Now, how would an information like this get leaked? There's a system that even broker like ourselves use, which is Central Dispatch. In Central Dispatch, if you send the car to, let's say you're the trucking company, right? And I'm the shipping broker. I dispatch the car over to you. The moment you accept, you have all the info on the car. So it's very hard for me to validate you unless I asked you in the beginning to send me all your info to verify your insurance, to verify who you are, US DOT. A lot of these guys, they don't do that. They just, they'll dispatch and then they'll wait till they get the info. So during that time, who's ever, it's literally like a ring of, thieves that run this. You could check it up online. It's like they pretty much steal all types of expensive cars, Rolls Royces, and BMWs. They're like high caliber.
Wait, so these are other brokers doing this, or it's people who understand the car industry, and when a car gets essentially leased, they go and pretend to be the pickup man?
No, these are fake shipping brokers. I'll explain to you. How do they even get onto the system? What do? Let's say, for instance, you were a carrier in 2007, and you decide to close down. It's not working out for you, so you close your account. So what do these thieves do? Now that there's more extra barriers because of what they were doing, but they would call, let's say, the previous owner and say, hey, did you own this company in 2007? Because we like the name. We'll pay you $5,000. $5,000 for a company that's closed? Is there a catch? No. We'll send you the money via Zelle. or we'll send you the money via, I don't know,
Wire or whatever.
wire. They get the money. They give them, they assign the name of the company. So now when you go onto the DOT's website, it looks like when they reactivate the company, it looks like they've been open for like the past 20 something years. So what happens? Guys like these, they only want to work with reliable companies. So they get tricked into the system. They dispatch a car. Now they're screwed because they don't know, like, from their perspective.
So when a car dealership dispatches a car, these thieves pick it up and they just go off with it?
Yeah. So
or do they sell it at a port? What do they do with it?
Yeah,
they have a VIN number and everything. I mean, you can.
They rip out the VIN. Like, for instance, in my case, they ripped out the telematics of the car. The car ended up in Brooklyn, in some chop shop. Like, I think in a chop shop, but that's like near like the last known location was like a body shop, and even there we sent people out to check it out. They're like, we can't find the car. Like, you're screwed.
So what happened to your client? They got refunded by the dealership, or what happened?
Luckily speaking, we got him into another one, different color. He understood the situation. The craziest part is that I told him, look, you know, it's better if we pay a little more to this company for them to handle it than if we get someone else. Because we don't want to run into a liability. I don't want to spend $150K if something happens. I don't want to be in a problem with nobody.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Ends up being the car gets stolen. Luckily speaking, the dealership knows me very well. They understood this isn't something out of the normal, and the same company that was doing the shipping, that shipped cars for them, they had the same situation with another car with another broker. So they already understood what's been happening. From what we understand is that they dispatch it, let's say through Central. The thieves got the information. They cancel the load. They run with the information to the store. It looks all official because now you know who's picking up the car, where it's going to, the VIN number, all the 9 yards.
You drive off a lot.
And you just drive off. So now we've implemented to become more stringent. We want to make sure that your car doesn't get stolen. I literally ask for IDs of drivers. Their certificate of insurance, we'll call the insurance. We check up their DOT record to make sure it wasn't like opened up yesterday. And if we see that the company's only been around for like a couple months, we don't play. We're like, it's okay. We don't want to run into a situation. We rather pay the extra $100 to not be in a problem. Mm-hmm. There's literally a trucking company that ships a lot of, literally a carrier. I don't care if the car comes late, but I know they'll come, and I know they'll pick it up. And these guys from one of the BMW stores I work with, are now the only guys I pretty much will send a car to. I won't send a car anywhere else. I don't care. If the client gets upset, I say, listen, what do you rather? The car gets stolen?
Yeah, no. And regarding cars getting stolen, I think it's a rampant issue.
It's
across Florida, even like it's getting huge here.
It's happened in California.
It's happening everywhere.
In Georgia, it's the craziest.
In Georgia, they go to dealerships at night. And they just drive it off the lot.
No, they. What are they doing?
No, they go in. What do they do? They have like these chips, or they have these computers that activate the.
No, so I'll explain to you what they're doing.
You guys seen it on the Dodges, right?
Yeah. So
the Dodges.
Well, the Dodges are another story because those vehicles, they're just rampant because of the engine. So.
With the Hemis or whatever they want.
Yeah, and they're not
Hellcats.
Now they're gonna bring them back, but it's gonna be like a 6-cylinder. Because they stopped it for a year or two to bring out the electric charger. I'm sorry for people that got you guys these cars. They were super cheap, but there is a reason. They're not moving them. They were like $280 a month. They're not moving them. They need to figure.
You got to roll soon?
No. You need a roll?
No, I gotta go. Usually roll around an hour, almost there. So continue. Don't worry about it.
What was it saying?
We're talking about Dodges.
Yeah, Dodges, for instance, the engines, they're very valuable if it's a V8. There's not many vehicles that have V8 engines. Here in the U.S., we're like the only country that pretty much get vehicles with V8 engines. Like even Range Rover. If you get a Range Rover in Europe, you're going to get a hybrid, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder max. Like they literally try to, and hybrid too. So you're not getting the full potential of the car. Imagine you spend $150,000 to get the engine of a Honda Civic in the vehicle, and to get a diesel, so the car makes like crazy noise. Here, people love power. They want to feel the wrath of the car. It's the only country that you could actually get a proper V8.
You even have V12s.
Yeah, V12s too with Bentleys. All these other countries, they tax like crazy. It's like a gas guzzler's tax. We also have it here in America as well.
California has it.
Yeah, but it's not to the same caliber. Like
Probably not.
what, 20%, 15%. There, it's like 150% for having a V8 engine. I know people that try to export their cars to like different parts, let's say, of the world, like in Europe. Even if, let's say, you ship a Ferrari, you would think like if you get a Ferrari in Italy or a Lamborghini over there, and if the car has like an engine bigger than a V8, you're paying triple the tax than what you would be paying over here in the U.S.
Yeah, that's why in Israel it's like 100% tax or something.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
120 for a luxury tax.
Yeah, so if you get like a $30,000 Camry, it's gonna be $60K plus
You know,
for the same car.
you know which country has the most expensive vehicle tax in the world? Guess.
Which I would think Israel.
No. Argentina.
Really?
It's like 220%.
Do they have any Argentinian cars that they make there that are not taxed?
No. That's why it's like very difficult for like Tesla to go there.
Is Tesla disrupting the leasing market? Because I feel like they have very competitive pricing. Are they bidding you guys out on stuff because they don't work with brokers?
Yes and no, but a lot of people don't want electric. That's why we're having a hard time to sell electric cars too.
Uh-huh.
People, I don't think we're in the right era for electric vehicles. Tesla is the best electric vehicle. I'm gonna lie.
Also for the price point.
Price point too, but they have a network. All these other guys, GM, Volvo, Mercedes, what do they have? They're using ChargePoint or all these Mickey Mouse companies, EVgo. And these people go there and they're like, you're hauling around like one charger because the other one's like gone. But Tesla's network is like insane because Tesla, they built this network just about in what, close to 15 years.
Do you believe in Tesla long term? Like in
I
the
think
company and the stock, like would you put a lot of money into it now?
I mean, it's too volatile.
Long term, saying would you put a lot of cash in now, and for, let's say 10 years from now, do you think it's going to be
Probably it's going to have a higher chance.
with the robo-taxi just passed?
Right.
That
But
just started.
it's crazy.
But for everyone listening, today is the 23rd of June, 2020. When 2025?
Yeah,
Days are flying by.
crazy.
Years are it's crazy. Wait. Let's see. We gotta wrap this up soon because I gotta get back to work. I'm sure you also got to run back. Your phone's blowing up. But I guess I'm curious with buying a car or even leasing, right? You said that the taxes or the tariffs are being held back, right? But there could be crazy tariffs on cars from foreign countries, right? BMW, Mercedes, Range Rover. I mean, almost everything. Toyota. Do you think people should be rushing to get into a lease now to lock in that pricing, or buying a car now at that, or no?
Not really.
Really? You don't think
I'm not trying to get political here, but the way we're like our shift. Put it this way: I think in the next 6 months or so, dealerships are going to take a more of a hit, especially with like all these wars going on, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Iran.
Israel, Iran just started. I mean, U.S., Iran even just started.
Yeah, but even all these, like the U.S. right now, like it's in a position where it's not handling here. It's so busy with everything around the world. Like it tried to pretty much handle the situation here by increasing the tariffs. Because every vehicle gets taxed. There's no vehicle that doesn't get taxed. Just how much of a tax does it get?
Yeah.
And now, like the way it's heading to in this era, I have an opinion. You guys could disagree. I think the car market is going to take a major dump. 6 to 8 months. I hope it doesn't, because I need to sell cars too. And it could actually be beneficial for me because I don't work for one brand. I could sell you any brand. But I think we're going to see the volatile pricing decrease like crazy.
Interesting.
Because it's not just producing vehicles.
I thought the opposite. I mean, I was scared that we were going to shoot up. I was like,
No, because right now, who's going to have money? Because whenever there's like wars in general, like employment decreases. It doesn't increase. It only increases when there is no war.
Also everyone's holding on their cash now.
Yeah, everyone's scared. Like, why would you want to go buy a Rolls Royce today? Would you?
No.
Maybe you'll consider a Honda, okay?
I mean, even if I could afford one, probably not.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you'd probably want to get, like, for your family, like a Honda Odyssey. Yeah, that's like, because that's not crazy money. Yeah, you might be in the hole, but you won't be in the hole. Like if you get a Rolls Royce, or if you get like a crazy expensive Mercedes, or a crazy BMW, or even a Lamborghini, all those vehicles, we're seeing it where they're gonna decrease and decrease, and if we continue heading this route, I think it's gonna be more intense than before 2019 in pricing.
Oh, wow.
We also have inflation too, so the cost of goods also plays a big role. You can't charge too much. You can't charge too much money when there is no money.
Yeah.
People live off of credit cards all day. It's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah, do you see, I mean, last question, I guess. Do you see people, when you look at their credit, you kind of know because you're dealing with them for years, right? Who are spending above their means and getting a car they can't afford.
Oh yeah.
And trying to keep up with the Jones. Do you see that a lot?
Listen.
And do you ever
I tell them, I don't think it's the right move. Just because I wanna hold them. There's some people. Sorry.
You're good.
There's been instances that people they appreciate what I'm telling them. Like, listen, I don't think it makes sense for you. There's some people, they take it so wrong, but I don't mean it in a bad way. I don't want to harm someone. Like, I'm not trying to talk bad about like cash advance, but cash advance in general, you're selling the guy into like a death note. He's going to owe a lot of money. Even if you bring him back a couple times, it's only for those couple times. It's not a relationship you're going to have. What I want to build is a relationship with my clients. So
you don't want to put them into a car payment they can't afford?
Yeah, I want to be able to continue working with them. And if the thing is, a lot of them, they push me. And it sounds weird because you're like, oh, why do we have to push you to make money? That's not the case. It's just, I don't want to put you in a predicament that's going to be not beneficial for you. And long term, it doesn't help me.
Okay, awesome.
Like, what's your thought?
No, I'm like, I think it's, you see a lot of people, I mean, I talked about it a bunch of times, who drive crazy cars, who drive really nice cars, and then they can't afford other things. It's like, like, it really depends what your values are, and some people want to show or show a certain thing. Like, I personally like to get, like, I use Toyota just because it works, and Toyotas last forever, and I'd rather take that money, save it, invest it in other things like skills, invest it in the market for long term, like things I'll actually need in the future versus trying to, you know, feel better about myself or the way I look in public or the way people perceive me. But I don't know. It's a materialistic thing in general. I'm not saying I am in any way perfect and I don't do certain things that, you know, but I do see people stretching themselves thin. So I thought it was interesting to be asking you because you actually deal with it, you know.
I want to ask you, let's say in 10 years from now, you're making more money.
Yeah.
Would you want to drive something nicer?
I don't know.
Why not?
Perhaps. It depends on, I guess currently I don't want to give a definitive answer because people change, I change, you know, mindsets change. It could be right now I'm saying, oh no, I wouldn't want to drive something nicer, but it could be in 5-10 years, like, you know, heck yeah, I want a way nicer car. Like, I'm not gonna, I don't want to say, I don't like being like saying, oh, I would never do that because I don't like that word because never and always I don't believe in because things change. You know, you change as a person, you become better or worse or whatever, you know.
So I look
it could be I'm saying I want to drive who knows what in the future, but
certain people.
I do like a Porsche though; those are nice.
That's my
so classy, but like
you have to get a GT3 RS.
What is it, like 300K?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Also, no, we gotta end it off here. So where can people find you? Right.
You
Mr.
could call
Hilu.
me directly. You could also find me on Instagram. You can message me on.
How to get in your WhatsApp groups?
I'm very particular who I'm bringing in.
Oh, okay. So they'll reach out to those other ones you talked about.
Yeah. No, it's just you could. I'm trying to filter as. I can't really filter, but I'm not trying to bring the whole world, meaning even my own competition, into my own chat. So nothing wrong.
I have to have some of your competition on the pod too.
I don't care. They could come. I would even bring them and have a good combo.
Yeah, we should have like we're not gonna drop names, but other guys in the industry will have them here.
T3.
T3's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to T3. Good old Yona. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
All right. So everyone, hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Like and subscribe. It's a new little podcast. Every single subscription helps. According to YouTube, I think 93% of people watching are not subscribed. So if you just click that dumb little button, just click it. I know it's like such a scary, hard thing to do, but it really helps this little podcast. It helps YouTube.
Click.
It tells YouTube this is something interesting people like, and then, you know, it'll push it out to other people.
Should I open up my own podcast?
You probably should.
Just vote.